The occupation list that you need to refer to for the 186 direct entry visa is the C sole occupation list. That is this one here, and there are many occupations that are eligible under this visa now. Here are a couple of things for you to remember if you're looking to be sponsored under this visa. For this visa, you must have a full skills assessment. Depending on the occupation, it will be assessed under different skills assessing authorities. Here is one example, which is Vet Assess. Remember, it's a full skills assessment and not a provisional skills assessment. You must have the relevant work experience to apply. That 3 years work experience is post-qualification. I know it's not clear on the website here, but in the regulations, it says that it requires you to have 3 years of full-time work experience at the required skill level. So that's to assume that it's post-qualification. Comment below if you have any questions about this visa. When applying for permanent visas to Australia, you must pass the health test. So you must otherwise be very healthy. If you do have a health condition, you'll need to apply for a health waiver. However, not all visas have health waivers, and that's the issue. We recently had a client who was on an employer-sponsored visa. At the time that they applied for that visa, they had no health issues. However, when they went to apply for their permanent residency under the 186 temporary residence transition stream, during the health check, they found out that they had a health condition and therefore would not pass the health test. However, lucky for them, for the 186 temporary residence transition stream, there is a health waiver. So we're able to provide a submission to the department arguing why they should exercise the health waiver. Obviously, everyone's situation and circumstances are unique, so these cases are always assessed on a case-by-case basis, but it's not something that's entirely impossible. So I was speaking to my client this morning who owns a company where they hire all different sorts of trades, and they do a lot of work for insurance companies, and they're based in Queensland. So with the recent event of ex-Cyclone Alfred, they just can't get enough people to assist with all the jobs. But a lot of these jobs and the trades he needs are not your typical tradie occupations. So he asked me if there's any way they could get these people from overseas. And there is a special visa for this. It's called the Temporary Work Short Stay Specialist Visa. It's for applicants who have a special skill that can't be reasonably found here in Australia, which makes a lot of sense in this situation. They have a lot of work because of the ex-cyclone. Remember years ago, there was a big rain event. A lot of cars were actually damaged by the hail, and our employer client had to bring in a lot of people from overseas to handle all the jobs that they had for insurance companies. This visa can be approved in a matter of days. A lot of the times, couples apply for skilled visa applications together. You have a primary applicant and then the partner is a secondary applicant. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, the secondary applicant will feel compelled to stay in the relationship, even if they're suffering DV, because they're afraid to lose their visa. However, now these provisions have been added to the regulation, just like for partner visa. So if you or someone you know is suffering this, they don't have to go through it just to get their visa grant. They can make a further application to be granted this visa. This is really big news, so do share this with your family and friends. When you are applying for Australian visa applications, you must be providing accurate information, and it needs to be consistent with your previous applications as well. This is something that I'm seeing more and more in visa refusals now. So for example, you may go ahead and lodge a new application now. It might be a student visa, might be a skilled visa. And the answers you put on the application, the department will cross-check on your previous application. Not only do they cross-check the information, they check the documents as well. So we saw an application where someone lodged a tourist visa. They received information to comment on providing false and bogus documents, and it was in relation to a bank statement that they submitted for a previous tourist visa. That tourist visa wasn't even approved, but I think they've got some new technology now that scans these documents, and they were able to see that that bank statement was actually bogus. So on the new tourist visa application, they received a Section 57 invitation to comment and a PIC 4020.